See, it's being recorded. So last year was the first year for Give Local Missoula or Give Local America, a national day of giving and a local day of giving, and we did pretty well. We felt really good about those results, which is why we decided to do it again. But last year in Missoula, we raised over $135,000. We had 1,901 people participating, and as you can see from the pie chart, a lot of our donations were just $10. So 23% of our donations were $10, and our message was really the idea that everyone can be a philanthropist, everyone can be a giver, no matter how much or how little money you have. So that message really came through. So just wanted to give you a little taste of how it worked out last year for us here in Missoula. And then nationally was the first year for Give Local America, and we raised $53 million total in 24 hours to benefit 7,000 participating nonprofits in 120 communities, and there were 300,000 donors. And just to let you know, most of the donations came in during the day. So 70% of the donations came in between 6 a.m. and 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so just kind of to know what to expect. But the goal for this year for Give Local America is $100 million. So hoping to almost double the total from this year, but I'm not sure how many communities are participating this year as opposed to last year, but I know that there are more. So we are part of a National Day of Giving, and it's really powerful that we're all coming together to raise funds for the work that we do. That's so important. So just really quickly, I'm sure you all know this already, but the responsibilities of your host community foundation are to seek sponsors for the Stretch Pool Fund and prizes. We've done to create a common brand and message, to provide you all with a nonprofit toolkit with resources, to provide training such as these, to serve as the liaison between you, the nonprofits, and Kimbia, the website provider, and to raise awareness of the Giving Day in the community and generate media buzz. So we've all been doing that in our own communities. It's been fun to see what's been happening in the other communities and what kind of media coverage you're getting. And I know that the governor is aware of Giving Day and is going to put out a press release, so we'll get a little bit of statewide coverage there, hopefully. And then just quickly moving on to the responsibilities of the participating nonprofits. So to mute your line, *6, please. Sounds like we're getting a little bit of background noise from folks. So please *6. So the participating nonprofits, like you're doing right now, attend a training session so that you know what to expect. You've all created a profile page for your organization. What you can also do is post a link on your website to the Giving Day site, and your host community foundation will be giving you that link that you can post to your website. And it's a good idea to set a fundraising goal for your organization and publicize it. Just powerful to have a goal. You can also seek sponsors for matching funds for your own organization, which can be effective to potential donors. And of course, you all need to raise awareness of the Giving Day yourselves during using existing communication vehicles and using social media. So just that's a little bit of a general overview, but now moving a little more into the nitty-gritty of it. And this so how donations get to your organization. So on May 5th, we come together on this day because people's gifts are going to be leveraged. They're going to be stretched. So somebody makes a donation to your organization. What will be deducted from that is a 5.37% fee, which includes Kimbia, the website provider, takes a 2.99% fee. And this year, all of the local community foundations are working with Big Sky Commerce, which is based here in Missoula. They're a credit card processor, and they are charging a 2.38% credit card processing fee, which is lower than what we had last year in Missoula. And so the total is 5.37% that will be deducted from each donation. And also each community foundation has charged a fee of some amount to nonprofits that are participating. So that fee will also be deducted from the total check. Donations will be made to your organization, the local stretch funds will be applied, and then we'll get prize funds if that's applicable, and then that will be the total gift to your organization. So that's your check will be consisted of those pieces. And at the end, each community foundation will have a chance to explain how their stretch pool and their prize system works, because it is different from each community to each community. But that's just kind of a general overview. So moving on to the donor experience. What is it going to look like when a donor goes to the Give Local site to give? And so this is a screenshot of Give Local Missoula from last year. So this is the home page, and right now if you go to the home page of Give Local Missoula, Give Local Huntington, Give Local pages, you will not see this because people can't donate yet. But on Giving Day, they will see it. It's called a MultiGive Form. And so you see that they can enter the name of an organization that they want to give to, and it will populate. And then they can add an amount, how much they want to give. And I believe that each community foundation has set $10 as the minimum amount that a person can donate to each organization. So they have to donate $10 or more to each organization. And they can indicate whether they're a first-time donor to that organization. And then, as you can see, another field will populate underneath the first one. So a donor can either, at that point, start filling out their credit card information. They can donate to one organization, or they can donate to more organizations from the home page. So sounds like there's some background noise, so please *6 to mute your line, if you could. Thanks. So then the person could start to donate to another organization in the same way by starting to type in the name of the organization. They can select a different amount, and they can indicate whether they're a first-time donor or not. And then those boxes will keep showing up underneath. You know, if they do a second one, then a third box.
That's all right. I'm on a webinar.
Hi, could you *6 your line, please? Could you mute your line? Thank you. Okay. So that's how the MultiGive form works. And I'm showing right now the top of the form, as it will show on the home page. Now I'm going to click over to the bottom of the form, because I couldn't fit it all in. So you can see the information that is going to be asked of people. It's very simple. There's not a lot of information to input, because Kimbia designs the form to reduce friction. And so basically they want people to come and donate and not be distracted by other things, and I tried not to, for our form, to add too many extra questions, because we want people to complete that transaction. If they're asked too many things, they might just decide not to complete the transaction. So they fill in all of that information, and then they hit the submit button, and then they get a receipt. So that is how they will donate from the home page. Now I'm going to show you a profile page, because that's another way that they can donate. So donors can come to the home page, they can donate to one or more organizations there, or they can go to your individual nonprofit profile page and they can donate from there. So clicking over to that. So what I'm showing here is Give Local Missoula Stretch Pool page. So I wanted to take this opportunity to let everybody know this is something that's different, at least in Missoula. I'm not sure how it works in the other communities, but in Missoula on May 5th, people can give to the stretch pool, and so that stretch pool can grow all throughout the day. So what I'm hoping people will do will, give $10 to their favorite, 10 or more dollars to their favorite nonprofits, and then give another $10 to the stretch pool. If we had everyone donated last year do that, that would have been $19,000 added to the stretch pool. So that's why I'm showing you that page. This could be any nonprofit page. And so on the right-hand side, as you can see, and this is how your profile page looks now. It has your logo, your address, your website, Facebook, and Twitter, if you have all of those things. And it has a box showing how many gifts you've received, this is 0, and totaling how much money. And of course, on May 5th, that number, those numbers will be going up and hopefully going way up. And then on the left side, on May 5th, the credit card donation form will be where there's a blank space. So you can, from your website, if you want, you can link it right to your profile page so they can donate to you. Or you can have them go to the main homepage. It's really your choice. And so once they donate, they're going to get a receipt right away. And this is important because at least in Missoula, we're trying to gather some incentives for donors, and people will prove that they've donated by showing their email receipt. Of course, the receipt is very important for tax reasons, so it's important for everybody. And so this is an example of what the email receipt will look like for this year for Give Local Missoula. This is the top part. And so it has, some, because people are giving to the Missoula Community Foundation, but they're designating their money, or to whatever community foundation they're giving to, they're designating that money to your organization. So that's why it says, this is coming from the Missoula Community Foundation. It's giving our tax ID number, because technically donating to the Missoula Community Foundation, but their money will be going to you, of course. And so I'm showing you the top part of the email that they will receive, and I'm going to click over to the part. Okay, so here's where it shows the transaction summary. And you can see where it says the name Sam Powell, description, and then donation. And right next to that will be your nonprofit's name. And if the person donates on the home page to more than one organization, they will get one confirmation, and it will list all of the nonprofits and all of the amounts. Okay? They donate on your profile page, you'll get an email with just one nonprofit's name. If you *6 your line, it sounds like someone's not muted. Some people might decide to donate to multiple organizations through their profile pages, in which case they would get an email from each profile page. I know that kind of sounds confusing, but if they give to more than one organization on the home page, they will get one email confirmation listing all of the nonprofits and the amount. I hope that makes sense. So that's what the email receipt will look like. And moving over to the leaderboard, what's that going to look like on the day of? So you can see a screenshot. This is from pretty much the end of the day, I think, last year. And people will be able to sort by eligible gifts, so the number of gifts as well as the amount raised. So throughout the day, you might go back to the leaderboard and, So last year, Buffalo Field Campaign, they got the highest number of gifts. They got 120 gifts, and they also raised the most money of any organization, which was that. It was, I think, more than that. Anyway, no, it was that number because it was 120 gifts. Anyway, so that's the leaderboard, and as the day goes on, that will change and update on a regular basis. And then just to show you, this is the post-event page. So on May 6th, this is what people will see. And this is where if somebody says that they did not get a receipt, they can come to this page and enter their email address and hit resend, and then they will get a receipt. Okay, so moving on to links and reports for you as a nonprofit. So this is an example. These links will be available April 20th, so they'll be, Kimbia will make them live, and then the community foundations will get them, and then we will be able to distribute them to you. And this screenshot is just an example from another giving day. And so it will have, so donate URL. So that's the link that you will put on your website and say, on May 5th, click on this link to give to us. Or you might send out an email. And then that will take them right to your profile page to donate. That's a really important link. So when you get that email, save it. Then you will also get a report link. And so that will be really important to you on May 5th. So you will copy that link and put it in address bar of your browser, and it will pull up a report and it will show you all of your donors. And it will refresh every few minutes. So I'm going to show you that, an example of that from last year. So I hid everyone except my husband. I told him you have to give right at midnight, so he gave $10 right at midnight. And so you can see he was the first donor. It was a $10 donation. You can see the name, the email address, the mailing address. So you get all of that information on your donors. And as I mentioned, you can take that link and you can update that every few minutes if you want to. And it'll keep populating with your donors. If someone indicates that they would like to be anonymous, then the report you will see will indicate the donation amount, but will say that the donor, will say anonymous. So those two links are going to be really important. Your report link and your donate link. So at this point, moving on to troubleshooting. And last year, we didn't have a lot of problems. People didn't have a lot of problems donating. Kimbia has done a really great job in putting this system together, and it works really well. They're testing a lot to make sure that it's all working well. So there shouldn't be a lot of trouble, but there may be a little bit. So here's how to troubleshoot. And so there are a few issues that you might hear about. And I'm going to say this, but when in doubt, just either refer the donor to your community foundation contact, and we'll show you who those people are, and you probably already know. You're probably already communicating with them all the time. Either refer your donor to them or call us. Call one of us, because we're your liaison with Kimbia, and so Kimbia has a lot of the answers. But there are some pretty simple things that might be going on that you could do some simple troubleshooting, and then if that doesn't work, then come to us. But so some common issues might be that the Kimbia site doesn't display properly. If you hear that from somebody, somebody might be using an old browser. The Internet Explorer 6 and 7 are completely unsupported by Kimbia, and 8 is questionable. So really, the better browsers to use are Internet Explorer 9 and above, Firefox, Safari, or Chrome. So if they're saying, gosh, the site's not displaying, ask them about their browser. Also, it might be, they might be on their phone and it might look a little bit funky. The MultiGive Form does not display on a mobile phone. So they'll have to go to a profile page to give it if they want to give on a phone. So another issue might be that their credit card won't process. And there's not a lot of workarounds to this one. If they've recently moved, then the gateway might have a problem with it and might decline the card. So you can ask them to use another card. If they didn't get a receipt, it could be that they mistyped their email address, or it could have ended up in their junk mail. So you can verify their email address, and you can ask them to check their junk mail. So you can bookmark this page that I'm showing you, which is, it can be a support. It's called Zendesk, and it has FAQs with good information. So look at that, and it's got some good, simple solutions. But as I mentioned before, when in doubt, just call us. Call your community foundation contact, because that's what we're here for. So who are those local contacts? Well, you probably already know them, as I mentioned. But so for Missoula, it's me. You would call me. I'm going to be in Caris Park from 8 to 6, so that's where I'll be. And we'll have donation stations set up there, so you can call me, or you could email me. I will be checking my email throughout the day, but I will have my phone by my side. In Gallatin Valley, you've got the lovely Bridget. In Flathead, you've got Lucy. In Glendive, I'm not 100% sure, because the folks that are participating through Glendive are working through Give Local America, but I have Peggy's number, and I know she can point you in the right direction. And in Helena, we have Janessa, and her phone number there. So at this point, I was going to let us have some time for announcements, and each community can make any pertinent announcements that they may have, and I will start it out. So first, I will talk about the stretch pool and prizes. And so the stretch pool, like I said, I'm not sure how each community is handling it, but they may be handling it the same. So this year, the stretch pool will be starting. We have $10,000 in prizes, and we have $4,000 in stretch pool. But as I mentioned, people can give to the stretch pool all throughout the day. So hopefully the stretch pool will be growing at a great rate throughout the day. But how will that be divided? So it depends on how much money you raise in proportion to the total amount raised. So if your organization raises 10% of the total amount raised on May 5th, then your organization gets 10% of the stretch pool. And everybody will get a certain portion of the stretch pool, just depending on how much they raise. And that is an incentive for organizations to really get out there and spread the word and try to raise as much money as possible. And so our prizes. So we decided that since people can give to the stretch pool all throughout the day, that we wanted to focus a little more of our resources on prizes. So we decided to put $10,000 into prizes. And the prize list is available on the Give Local Missoula website, on the Leaderboard page, as well as on the About page. I just added it to the About page. And so we have 28 prizes available this year, and most of them are at the $250 level. Last year they were all at the $250 level, but we decided we wanted to mix it up a little bit. So this year we have two $750 prizes. The first one is a donor's choice, and it's a randomly selected donor who gives to the stretch pool between 8 and 11 a.m. will select a nonprofit to win $750. So again, that's an encouragement for people to give to the stretch pool, but then they will get to select their favorite nonprofit. And we did that at a prominent time of the day. We're going to announce the winner at noon. So that will be really fun. So try to get your donors to give to the stretch pool between 8 and 11 a.m., and they might pick you. Our other $750 prize is another donor's choice from 9 to 10 p.m. because the donations really drop off after 6, we noticed last year. So we want to try to encourage people to donate a little bit later in the evening. And also we really are trying to encourage younger donors. And so we have a donor's choice, and it's a donor that's under 40 years old. So a randomly selected donor who gives between 9 and 10 p.m. on May 5th will select their favorite nonprofit to win $750. And we are making a rule that a nonprofit can win just one prize, because we want to spread the prizes out among as many nonprofits as possible. So that's how the prizes and stretch pool works. And you of course, you want to target one or more prizes that you think you have a good chance of winning and promote that to your supporters, and try to concentrate them to give at certain times so that you might have a better chance of winning the prize. So it's fun for you. It's good motivation for your donors. So you might have a question about when you're going to get your check. Good question. So we're in Missoula here, we're giving ourselves 60 days as we did last time. We might not need it all, but we will have your check to you within 60 days. Just in case you're not aware of where to get resources for Give Local, it's on the Give Local Missoula page. The About tab has all kinds of guides and logos and posters that you can download and all kinds of good things. Just wanted to announce a few events that we have leading up to May 5th. We have on April 22nd a Beers for Benefits at Bayern from 5 to 8 p.m. 50 cents a pint will go to the stretch pool. People can also bring their bottles and for reuse in Bayern, and they can donate that also to the stretch pool. On April 29th from 5 to 6 p.m. we'll have an informational table at Montgomery Distillery. On April 30th we'll have an informational table at Boomers from 5 to 6 p.m. On May 1st we're going to have a march on First Friday. And we're going to dress up in our superhero garb, meet at Anderson Park by Rock and Rudy's, and this is an awareness-raising activity. We're going to march down to the Iron Horse, and then we're going to have a table where we can give out some information and some swag. We have screen cleaners, Give Local Missoula screen cleaners, and there will be drink specials. And then, of course, on May 5th, we have the Giving Day celebration at Harris Park from 8 to 6 p.m. And from 5 to 8 p.m. at the Top Hat, the Missoula International School is having a Cinco de Mayo party that will also be a Give Local party. So we will need some volunteers on May 5th. If you have any volunteers, please let me know. We're also looking for any swag that you might have that we can raffle off at headquarters in Harris Park, or we may offer as incentives. We'll be putting together some swag bags, so even if it's pens or something, it'd be fun to have things for donors as incentives. We're also looking for a sandwich board that we can use for the bridge above Harris Park. And that is about it. That's a lot of announcements. How about Bridget? Do you have any announcements for Give Big Gallatin Valley? And you can *7 to unmute.
Sure. This is Bridget. Thanks so much, Meredith. You did a great job and really covered the majority of what I was going to cover. So our stretch pool works pretty much the same way. We were just going to do it proportionately. Additionally, we are going to have donor lounges throughout the day, and most of our nonprofits know that at this point. So you can go to our homepage, givebiggv.org, and there will be donor lounges located all over Bozeman on May 5th, which will be really fun, wrapping up at the Baxter from 6 to 8 p.m. with our finale celebration, and we hope everyone can join us there. And really, you covered pretty much all of it. We are going to also give ourselves 60 days to write checks and get those out to you. And I can't think of anything else. Meredith, can you think of anything? You pretty much covered it.
Oh. Great. Lucy, do you have anything for the Flathead folks? *7. I don't hear anything. Lucy, if you
There we go. Can you hear me now?
Oh, yes.
That's because I was star sixing again. Sorry about that. and of course the Flathead is just very delighted to be launching into this. We've followed Missoula, and we're getting lots of help from all of our fellow community foundations in Montana. We will be giving out 24 prizes, and we'll be giving them out for almost every hour of the 24. But we've kind of put the bigger prizes at the very beginning and the very end, because we want to get people started, and we want them to stay donating to all of our nonprofits until the very last moment. Our stretch pool is going to be similar to what Missoula has done, where we're going to invite the public to add to it, because we have heard from donors who say they would like to support everyone, and this is the way we'll be able to do that. I had not determined a date by which all of our checks would go out, but again, we are so fortunate that we get to follow the people who have already done this. So if you're thinking up to 60 days, then we probably should make that be the same. And we are going to be having our Fiesta of Philanthropy in the Flathead at the Hampton Inn. And that will be an all-day affair. We are partnering with our Northwest Montana United Way, and they're being a great help with all of the proceedings. On top of that, we have our Women's Giving Circle. Women Who Wine is one of our sponsors, and they are going to be helping us as hosts and hostesses for the Fiesta. And we're going to have numerous Carmen Miranda sightings and some wonderful entertainment throughout the day, as well as a dedicated computer donation station for anyone who needs some help with their donations.
Great.
And I think, and then on top of that, we've been publishing a number of orientation sessions. We have another one actually at 10 o'clock this morning, and we have some scheduled for next week. We're going to continue to offer information sessions for the nonprofits who are participating, so that we can continue to answer questions and work with them. The last thing to say for Flathead is that we have our first video that covers many of the organizations that are participating, but because we have more who joined us by the deadline, we're going to be setting up another video, and that information and those invitations will continue to go out to you if you are participating Give Local Flathead nonprofit. And thank you, Meredith, very much for this.
Thanks, Lucy. Peggy, Iba, do we have anything for Glendive that you wanted to say?
Thank you, Meredith, and thank you to the Montana Community Foundation for hosting this. Glendive is participating in a different way. We have 10 nonprofits that went directly to register at givelocal15.org. And so your donors, either you will give them that URL that will come out, and it will say givelocal15.org/#NPO and then your name. But if they just go to givelocal15.org, then on the side is the column that says community improvement, education, health, and then they can click on that. They can put in the name Glendive, and then those will show up, like under education, it's Dawson County Education Association or Dawson College Foundation, and then you click on that. The minimum donation through this is $10. There is no fee for you, the nonprofit, to participate, and the fee for the processing of the credit cards is 5.25%, and your nonprofit will get its check from all the donations received minus that 5.25% on June 15th. Each of your donors will receive an email receipt directly to you. We don't really have the option of a stretch pool online, but our headquarters is the Dawson County Art Gallery, and all the nonprofits will be having a march from the Glendive Chamber of Commerce down to the Art Gallery during the noon hour. We're meeting about 10 to 12, and then we'll march down at noon with our balloons and our signs and go to the Art Gallery. We will have you might say a piggy bank, and lots of different piggy banks, because there are people that are maybe old-fashioned that would just prefer to write a check. And so these nonprofits and any others that did not get registered online have the opportunity to have a great display and a creative piggy bank that people can go in all afternoon and donate. And we will have one that we'll call it the stretch pool, that will divide that money up among the different donors, the different nonprofits. So
Thanks, Peggy.
That covers it. Thanks.
Great. And Janessa, do we have any announcements for Give Local Helena? Star 7?
And I don't see Janessa on the line, Meredith. I think she did have to leave early, so she had just mentioned to let the Helena folks know that they could contact her directly with any questions.
Thank you. Great. And I did want to mention, too, for the Missoula folks, that we are encouraging and inviting you to sign up for either a table where you would have some sort of an activity or demonstration that would showcase your nonprofit, or perhaps a performance. And we are still accepting sign-ups for that. And if you want to sign up, you can go to the About page of Give Local Missoula, and right at the top it has a link where you can sign up. I think that's going to be really fun. We're going to have announcements of prizes. We'll have raffles, performances. So 8 a.m., noon, 2, and 5 will be kind of our impact times. We'll be a little bit busier, but hopefully we'll get some folks down, and we'll have donation stations so they could come to your table and then they could donate to you. So I just wanted to make sure that you all knew that you still have that opportunity. But at this point, it's time for Q&A. And it looks like we have some questions already, so let's see what they are. Okay. Is the link we see now on our profile page the link that we use, or is it going to change? I think you mean, like, if you go to your profile page and the link that's at the top in the address bar, is that the link that will be the donation link? I believe so, but I don't know why they're saying that they're giving us our links on April 20th. So I'm not 100% sure about that. So I can find out. But I do know that we'll have those links for you on April 20th. Another one, let's see. Slides with stats on size of donations. Okay, I'll just read the question. Love the slides with stats on size of donations, etc. on giving. Will some of these be available as standalone files we can use in promoting the event through social media and our own list/websites? Yeah, the Give Local infographic, that one, I can put that on the About page of Give Local website so that you can use it. And so I'll say those dates again for the lead-up events. April 22nd is the Beers for Benefits at Bayern, and that's 50 cents per pint. And then the return on bottles, if people choose to return those bottles on April 22nd, that can be given to the stretch pool. On April 29th, it's really more of an informational table at Montgomery Distillery. We might do a 50-50 raffle, and then whatever, the half would be given to the stretch pool. The same thing at Boomers on April 30th. We can do a 50-50 raffle. So those are the lead-up events. And then May 1st, the March, it's really more for information, and we'll give away the screen cleaners, that kind of thing. We just want to raise awareness, make sure everybody knows that this is going on. And I see a question about how do we find out about prizes for Give Big Gallatin Valley? So Bridget, where would they find that information?
Yeah. So
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, so just go to givebiggv.org. I'm also happy to email out the list of prizes. We presented those at our 101 class last week, and I'd be happy to email that to you. So you're welcome. Just email me at bridget@bozemanfoundation.org, and I'll pass along our list of prizes to you.
Thank you. Okay. How do donors let you know if they're over age 40 or under? So we were able to configure our donation form where it asked that question, and so people could check a box. And it really is the honor system, so we're trusting people to honestly answer whether or not they are under 40. So hopefully they will. Right, how do you know a donor's age? It's the honor system. Are the events preceding the May 5th event available on the website? I haven't put them on the website yet, but I will. They're on community calendars too, but I can put them on the website. Is there a place where we can find the 2014 Give Local standings? I probably have that somewhere. If you want to email me and ask me that question, do that. But I don't know how quick I'll be in getting back to you, honestly. Sorry. Okay, another question. What type of marketing will be done to get the word out about Give Local event at Karis Park? Can you give us a sense of what that event will be like and how many nonprofits you're expecting to be there? Really good question. So we will be doing some radio spots with the Missoula Broadcasting Company, and they have 4 different radio stations. I'm going to be on some different morning TV shows, and I'll be on the MCAT morning program. So basically, anywhere I am talking about the Give Local Day, I will be talking about the Karis Park event. Also, social media is a huge way for us to get the word out. So I've created an event on Facebook that is the Give Local Missoula celebration. So if you could help us promote it, so you would RSVP to the event, invite your personal friends, and share the event on your organization's page. So if we had all of our nonprofits do that, I think we'd probably get a lot of people down there. It's really hard for us to know how many people are going to be there since this is the first year we've done it this way. Right now, so you can sign up for time slots of 2 hours or more. So we don't want you to feel like you have to be there all day, but you can be there for just a couple of hours. We're still working on the schedule, so I'm not sure how many people we'll have or how many nonprofits we'll have there at any given time. But I can say that the 8 a.m. spots are way open. We've got a lot more of the later times filled, but we have space for, I think it's about 30 nonprofits at a time to be there. Let's see. So what it's going to be like. So at 8 a.m. we're going to kick it off, and Turning the Wheel in Missoula, one of our nonprofits, is going to do a movement exercise of some sort to get the blood flowing. We're hoping to have maybe some free coffee donated so we can invite people to come down to Karis Park and get some free coffee and maybe some donuts or something like that. And we will also be announcing the prizes that were won during the night. We'll announce where the leaderboard is at the time. We'll do a couple of maybe 1 or 2 raffle items, and we'll have a performance. So that'll all be like at each impact time. So 8 a.m. we'll do that, and depending on how many performances we'll have, we might do that again at 10, but we'll definitely do it at noon. At noon we can announce the big first $750 prize. We can do raffles. The string orchestra of the Rockies is going to play at 12:30 for a half an hour, and then maybe 2 o'clock will be another impact time, and then 5 o'clock. So, we'll also have a photo booth available with costumes that people can put on, and one of those boards that you can stand behind where you look like a superhero, and so we people can take their photos. So we want it to be a fun and festive event. We'll hopefully have a couple of horses there, maybe some dogs. So just nonprofits showcasing themselves, and the more the merrier. So hopefully that answers your question. Any other questions? That was the last question that I see. Okay, question, when and how many times should nonprofits post on Facebook May 5th and the week prior? That's a really good question. I was just meeting with a new friend who runs a media company, Bonfire Branding and Communications, and she said 3 times a day is a good number of times. I think on May 5th, that's when it's kind of constant, and that's when we really have to be just posting all the time and sharing and thanking and all that kind of thing. But leading up to it, 3 posts a day is what was recommended by the media expert that I talked to. Other people might say more frequently, but that was what her recommendation was. Any other questions? One thing I would say is, when you post anything, tag the whatever appropriate Give Local it is, tag them in that post and use the hashtags, whatever the appropriate hashtag is. And also Give Local 15 is also, it's like the Give Local America hashtag, so you can use that hashtag. And there's also this I Give Local hashtag thing, which is where anyone can sign up for it. And if you tag your posts that are about Give Local with the I Give Local hashtag, you can get selected to award $500 to your nonprofit, or you could win swag. So it's something for your donors to motivate them. And then there's also something called a thunderclap, which is, it's going to be, it's Facebook posts, Twitter, and Tumblr, but it's all going out at the same time on May 1st. And you can sign up to be part of it, and the more people that sign up, the more impact it will have. So you can go to, it's thunderclap.it, and then you can look up the Give Local America Thunderclap, and you can sign up for it. It take a couple of minutes. So everybody should do that. Okay. Any other questions? I don't see anything.
My brain got caught.
So I'll just hang here for another minute or two, and if we don't have any other questions, then we'll say goodbye. Maybe not 2 minutes. That's a long time. I guess I'll just keep talking for a minute. So what I'm going to be doing for my prize, big prize, creating Facebook events. And so I've already created one of them. And what you do if you want to try to win one of these $750 prizes is RSVP to the event, invite your personal friends, and share through your organization's page. And then you can also describe what that $750 could mean for your organization. So I'm going to be setting up 2 events, one for each $750 prize. And if you can help spread the word about the prize, then more people are going to give to the stretch pool, and that's more money that can be divided among all of the nonprofits. So I don't see any other questions, so I will say thank you very much, and I'm really looking forward to a successful, exciting, and fun Giving Day May 5th. Thank you, everybody. Good rest of your day.